It all began the day I moved into my new apartment, a small, quiet place I thought would be peaceful. I had just come from the United States and was still settling in when I first noticed him. At first it was subtle. I'd see an older man standing across the street, just staring at my building. I assumed he was harmless, maybe someone waiting for a bus or lost in thought. But then it happened again and again. Each day, I began seeing him in more places. Outside my workplace, on the train I took home, even at the convenience store near my apartment. He never spoke. He simply watched. One evening, I came home after a long shift and found something strange on my doorstep. It was a bundle of twigs tied with red string, and inside was what looked like a small piece of animal bone. I had no idea what it meant, but something in my gut told me it wasn't random. I threw it away without a second thought, but that would be a mistake. Later that night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of breathing inside my room. My heart froze. I grabbed my phone and flipped on the flashlight. There, in the corner, standing completely still, was the same old man. His eyes were wide, empty, unblinking. I screamed and ran into the bathroom, locking the door behind me. I called the police, shaking so hard I could barely dial. When officers arrived, the man was gone. They searched the building, but found nothing. No sign of him. They said it was probably just a homeless person, a confused stranger. But I know what I saw, and to this day, I don't sleep with the lights off, because something inside me knows he isn't done with me yet. This happened last Christmas, and to this day, I still don't know if the man I saw was real or something else entirely. But I do know one thing. I'll never look at Santa the same way again. It was around 11:30 p.m. I was walking home from my night shift, the snow coming down heavier than usual. The whole street was quiet, the kind of quiet that makes you hear your own heartbeat. As I turned the corner to my block, I noticed something strange. Across the street, under a flickering streetlight, was a man in a Santa suit. At first, I thought he was one of those cheap holiday decorations someone put outside. He was standing completely still, too still. His suit was dirty, the red faded into a dark maroon. His beard looked tangled and gray, but the creepiest part was that I couldn't see his face at all. Just shadow. I kept walking, trying not to stare, but after a few more steps, something told me to look back. He was closer, not moving, not waving, just standing there, hands at his sides, head slightly tilted, like he was studying me. My stomach dropped. I hurried across the street and walked faster toward my apartment. When I reached my building and turned the handle, my hands were shaking so much I could barely get the key in. Once inside, I locked the door. Every lock, every latch. A minute later, I heard footsteps outside. Slow, heavy, crunching in the snow. Then they stopped, right outside my door. My heart was pounding so loud it drowned out everything else. I slowly pressed my eye to the peephole and nearly fell backward. He was standing right there, Santa, facing my door. His face still hidden behind that shadowed hood, chest rising and falling like he had just run a marathon. I didn't breathe. I didn't move. I just stared. After what felt like minutes, he slowly bent down and placed something on the floor in front of my door. Then he straightened up and walked away. I didn't open the door until I couldn't hear his footsteps anymore. When I finally cracked it open, there was a small Christmas gift box sitting on my doormat. Old, dusty wrapping. A tag that said, "For you." Against every instinct I had, I opened it. Inside was a dead bird. Its neck twisted unnaturally, like it had been placed there with care. I dropped the box immediately and called the police. 2 officers arrived and checked the area, but of course, they didn't find anyone. One of them told me it was probably some sick prank. The other said it was likely just a drunk guy. But as they were leaving, I saw something that made my blood run cold. Through my window, across the street, standing between 2 houses, was the same Santa figure, watching. The cops didn't see him, or maybe they just didn't believe me. That night, I slept with the lights on, and every Christmas since then, I still check the street outside my window, because somewhere out there, someone in a Santa suit remembers where I live.